Welcome back. A teacher in Monmouth County was holding a virtual class for elementary school when a 9-year-old girl was fidgeting, so she asked, "What's the matter?" The little girl said, "I'm starving," and broke into tears. The good people of New Jersey came to her rescue, including former Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagno, who is now CEO of Fulfill New Jersey, which is the former Monmouth County Food Bank. Lieutenant Governor, thanks for spending the time today. I know you've been inundated with phone calls since the story broke of a 9-year-old girl who during a virtual classroom said she was starving. I'm sure that touched your hearts, and hopefully it touched the hearts of everybody in New Jersey.
Certainly has. You know, the social worker from the school called in, and everybody went into high gear. The outpouring of people who care about this family is amazing and renewing and hopeful. I just hope that type of generosity goes to the other 400,000 hungry children in New Jersey.
It called attention to a problem like nothing else could have done it.
Right.
Everybody wants to help her, but she's just one of how many?
400,000 in New Jersey and 70,000 in the area that fulfill services. So it's 1 out of 6. So these are your neighbors. These are people in your child's classrooms. These are people who live on your block. These are kids, our kids.
How did she fall through the cracks? And is that common?
I don't think she fell through the cracks. I think I like to think it's not common. I think it's hard because of the pandemic. In March, her mother lost her job because she was in the food service area and hasn't been able to find another job since then. I understand just last week, as a result of some of this outpouring, she did find another job, and so she is working now. But you know, people have to ask, and sometimes they're afraid. I think the fact that this young girl, this baby, this 9-year-old was so upset that she stood up and asked for help, that really changed the story. I think people need to ask for help. People need to look next to each other on both sides and say, do they need help? And then they need to not be afraid to come in. I don't ask any questions. I don't know the name of this family.
There seem to be so many schools in the country and through New Jersey who are sending food home. Is that not enough?
Well, you know, they get government-funded breakfast, government-funded lunch, but the afternoon meals, we often serve 60,000 kids in our jurisdiction. Those don't happen unless I can find the schools willing to help us with the distributions. And it's hard because the schools are in a disarray right now. They don't know exactly how they're going to distribute food to this many children. So look, we can all do better. And we need to do better, because a child like that, it's unacceptable. I don't care where you are in this country, but certainly not in New Jersey when there are so many opportunities to get help.
Is that a new focus for you to go out, the outreach into the schools?
Well, it's not. It's the question is who has it's a question of making the connections. So we've connected with Long Branch. We've connected with several schools in the area and have since March. And also we've connected with the local elected officials and have since March to make sure they have what they need and distribute to the schools. For instance, Lakewood was actually picking up crisis boxes from us in Neptune and delivering boxes to the homes of their families through their DPW or their Department of Public Works. That's just one way everybody has stepped up to help families. But something like this, you know, there's much more than just boxes of food. I mean, we can get food stamps, we can get health insurance, we have the first of and only one of its kind in the country called a benefits bus, where we can literally drive the bus up to your area if you can't get here and make sure in a COVID-friendly way, Larry, that you get access to all the tools that you pay for as a taxpayer, quite frankly.
You know, I'm going to end with this, and because I think that everybody's thinking about this little girl now. And as you said, everybody's trying to help her. She's probably been helped now. Her family has been helped. You've done it. People have done it. She's okay. The important thing is helping everybody else in her situation. And that is donating to food banks. That is making sure that the food is there for those people. How can they do that?
Well, for us, it's fulfillnj.org. But you can just Google food banks and you can find the closest one to you. There are 5 major food banks in New Jersey. We're just one of the 5. We're related to Feeding America, and make sure that we get all access to the national level of food distribution that Feeding America provides us access to. But it's fulfillnj.org, and on there you can say find help and get access to the local pantries in Monmouth and Ocean. And then you can Google food banks or food pantries or soup kitchens and get information about the one closest to you, or provide that information to someone you think might need it.
Well, thanks for all you do. And it's nice to know that this little girl and others like her are in good hands. Kim Guadagno, CEO of Fulfill New Jersey. Still to come on Jersey Matters.
What does the ocean have to do with raising money? We'll be speaking with some New Jersey charities about how they've been getting creative during the pandemic.